Welcome, welcome, welcome to Own Again. It is Wednesday, 5 o'clock, and we are live. Thank you for joining me today. If it's your first time joining me, my name is Gersha Porter. I am a Baltimore area real estate associate broker. I eliminate confusion for buyers by giving them key strategies to unlock resources to purchase their dream home. And I work with sellers to get them top dollar on typically their most expensive assets. So I'm coming to you today live. I'm going to ask you to share this video with some of your friends, some of your family, some folks that you know who are ready to purchase or thinking about it. Same thing on the other side. There's some folks you know that are kind of teetering about the market right now. They're not sure if they want to get out there to sell their home. Share this video with them. I hope they will get a chance to learn a little bit more about me and how I can help them. And as we wait for a few more people to come in, I'm going to turn up my music. Thanks for joining me. Please give StreamYard permission to access your name by just clicking on that link that you see so I can have a conversation with you. I'll know who I'm speaking to on Facebook. So thank you again. This video will be shared on some other social media, and I look forward to responding to your comments. Do you know what artist this is? If you do, put a comment in the chat. Put a comment in the chat. Hey, I'm not sure who that is telling me hi. It's a Facebook user. But thanks so much for joining. If you give StreamYard permission, I'll know exactly who I'm talking to. But thank you again for joining. Those of you who aren't familiar, that was Burna Boy. And so if you want to check him out on YouTube or any of the streaming platforms that you listen to, it's Burna Boy. So I know you guys are getting to know me a little bit more out of real estate. And yes, I have a love for a variety of music. And one of my favorites, you will see, are some of the artists that I will share. So today we are here. I'm not going to keep you long. What we're going to talk about, which home suits you best. Which home best suits you. And I talked to a young man today who recently graduated from college, and he is interested in entering real estate. And I shared with him that no two real estate transactions are alike because no two buyers are alike. So the home that suits you may not suit your family member or your friend. So you really want to consider what type of home suits you best. So we're going to talk a little bit about the pros and the cons of the traditional type of homes that are on the market. All right. So I'm going to be giving you some of the pros and the cons that my clients have shared with me over the years. And I want you to jump in and let me know what you think some of the pros and the cons are of these particular homes we're going to talk about. All right. So the first kind of house that's out there on the market that a lot of individuals are interested in purchasing, those are what we call single family homes or detached homes. So buyers call them either or. I've lived in a single family home. I live in one now, and there are pros and cons. This picture here has a 2-car garage. Who likes garages? So when I think about what are some of the pros of living in a detached home, one of them will be a driveway and or a garage, which means that you get to park where you want to park, when you want to park there, right? It's your space. Another thing that you may or may not know is that your car insurance is traditionally less expensive when you are parking off street. So when you have off-street parking, bam, you save some money with your insurance. Another pro that oftentimes comes along with a detached home is a backyard, a deck, and or a patio. So you have backyard space, that will give you the opportunity to probably host some family events, some private events, be able to get out there and just kind of peace out, look at the birds, look at the squirrels, whatever might be near you, or just look at the beautiful sky and the sun in a probably quiet environment. So that's another pro with living in a detached home is the option to have this yard that may give you a deck, a patio, a hot tub, a pool, lots of the things that you can find in the backyard. And another pro that I could share with you about single family homes is you usually get more square footage. So we're going to talk about some other types of homes, but single family homes tend to give you more square footage because they tend to be bigger homes. So a single family home could be anywhere from, let's say, 1,700 square feet to 15,000. I had the privilege of hanging out in a single family home earlier this year that was humongous. And yes, you are able to explore and share space with individuals, and they are way more than 6 feet apart. So let's talk about some of the cons. In the meantime, you drop some of the pros about living in a single family home that you think about when you think about a detached home. So some of the cons are landscape maintenance and expense. Yes, if you have a lot of grass, or when it snows, if you live in an area where we have a lot of snow, you do have a little bit of an expense. Now, you may own a snow blower and you can get out there and do it yourself. But if you pay a professional, that is going to be something that you need to budget for. And then the grass. If you love and you own a lawnmower or you own a riding mower and it's relaxing to you, have at it. Cut your own grass, trim it, bag it up, put it out on the appropriate day for recycling. But if you don't want to do that, then you need to pay a professional. So that is one of the cons of a detached home. Another one is a homeowners association. Not every house that's detached is in a community with an HOA. The community I live in does not have one. So we have like a voluntary one that we pay for. But the homeowners associations that are mandatory because all the homes are a member of them requires that you pay an annual fee. That annual fee usually covers things like the entrance. There might be landscaping there. The community needs to maintain that. They may cut some other what we call common areas that could be behind a few homes. So you get a little bit of pluses from an HOA, but they have some restrictions that don't sit well with all buyers. So some buyers just don't want to live in those communities. One of those restrictions is you have to submit a request if you want to put an addition on your home, such as a patio or a deck. It must be approved by the architectural review committee. If you're interested in painting your shutters and your doors, you need to make sure that they fall in line with the regulations in that community. If you want to put a screen door on, you got to make sure that it meets those requirements. Sometimes they'll require that you get an all-view door. So consider a homeowners association and some of the rules and regulations. If you're working in the Maryland area to purchase a home with an HOA, you do get an opportunity to review the homeowner association documents before you move forward with that transaction after your contract is accepted. So just be aware of that. So you're not going to be stuck if the rules don't work for you. Okay. The third con I want to share is oftentimes it's higher utility bills. Yep. If you have a bigger house, you probably have more cable boxes. If you have a bigger house, there's probably more space to heat, more space to cool, more area to clean. So just think about the fact that the maintenance inside the homes in terms of utility, cleanliness, all those things will probably be more expensive. So let me see. Any comments about what you consider to be a pro or a con for your, you know what, guys, hold 1 second. It looks like, oh yeah, I'm streaming. So I wasn't sure about that. I'm streaming. So if you have any additional comments that you want to make, hey, Calvin, thanks for joining me. I love when my clients hop on and check in with me. Good to see you on my Facebook Live. So the next type of home that might suit you, let's talk about that one. It would be a townhome. So, here in the Baltimore area, we have a lot of townhomes in Baltimore City. They look similar to this. They're brownstones. A lot of them have bricks. They're 3 stories high and a basement. And then we have townhomes that may be in some other communities that are 2 stories with a basement. Okay. So a townhome, what might be some of the pros and cons? For townhomes, one of the pros, one of the positives of owning a townhome could be assigned parking. There are townhome nows where you'll get 1 or 2 assigned parking space. So even though you may not have a driveway and a garage, it's great to be able to pull up and know that you can park pretty much right in front of your home. Now, there are some townhomes that have garages and driveways. I just got one of my clients put a contract on a townhome and it has a garage and a driveway. So that'll be super awesome. Whenever you come home, you know exactly where you will park. Now, one of the other positives of owning a townhome is you may be in a community where the HOA fees cover your lawn care and your snow removal. So they will actually shovel the snow all the way up to your steps. You're only responsible for your steps. That's sometimes available in some of the communities, as well as they will shovel the snow on the sidewalk. So that's a really big plus in some of the townhome communities. So look for that as you're out there looking at townhomes. A third pro would be you do have reduced utilities versus a single family home. So your square footage is less. And so what would that mean is that the utilities are less. Also, because you're attached to another home, you can imagine the wind and the rain. It's not hitting all 4 sides of your home, probably only 2 if you're an interior unit. So you should expect some reduced utilities there. What may not work for you in the townhome community. Hey, Facebook user, I see another person saying hi. Sorry, I can't see your name, but I appreciate you joining today. Another con, some of the negatives of living in a townhome would be your neighbors have more than 2 cars and they may park in the unassigned areas. So, oftentimes there's visitor overflow. So they may be parking there, which means when your visitor comes, they may not have a spot. There are also sometimes where they're just parking along the curb. And that means it might be harder for you to get out or it just really gets on your nerves. So neighbors parking could be a problem. Shared walls. Yep, when you're in a townhome, you do typically share 2 walls with your neighbors, one on the left and one on the right. So when you're in that situation, you may hear some babies crying. You may hear some people talking. You may hear TVs. You may hear people practicing the piano. So consider that when you're looking at a townhome that there are some shared walls. And the third con, which you gotta really consider this, it's the thing, it does happen, is there might be some pests that are shared between you and the neighbors. So, when folks live next to you, they live in however they choose to live. They may not be as neat, they may not be as clean, and they may not be on top of pests and rodents. So you may get some unwanted visitors coming into your home. Roaches, mice, termites, lots of different things. So you want to be aware that when you are in a townhome, there could be an increased likelihood that you would have pest issues. So let's look at the third type of home that I'm going to talk about today, condos. Their formal name is condominiums. Those of you who are just joining, let me reintroduce myself. My name is Gersha Porter. I'm an associate broker here in the Baltimore metropolitan area. I am in my 18th year of real estate. You can probably tell I love, love, love real estate and what I do for my buyers and my sellers. And one of the things that I'm really proud about is how I eliminate confusion for my buyers by giving them key strategies to unlock resources to buy their dream home. So if you are looking to purchase your next home, visit my website at porterpremierhomes.com. And if you have a friend or a family member where you think this information would be helpful, please do share it. Let them take a look at the information that I'm able to tell a lot of you weekly, and it may help them as they move forward to home ownership this year. Condos. let's get back to this third type of home, condominiums. They tend to look like apartments on the outside, and I'm not talking about condos that are townhomes. So let's just talk about a garden style condominiums. They kind of look like what you see on the picture today. So with a condominium, there are some pros. One of the pros is it's less homeowners insurance. When you own a condominium, your homeowner's insurance only involves what's within the walls. So you pay less. The condominium association themselves, they insure what's outside of your unit. So they insure the roof and the hallways and the doors, and all of that is their responsibility. So if you're at that point in your life where you don't want to be responsible for any of those kinds of things, then a condominium is the right thing for you. Extremely low maintenance. That's the second kind. Very low maintenance. All you have to worry about is what's within your four walls. The hallway is maintained by the association, the steps, all that stuff. Some condominium communities will actually replace your windows as well. So look into that information if you are looking to purchase a condo. It is extremely low maintenance. The third piece are the community amenities. So I'm in the Owings Mills area. We have a lot of a lot of condominiums in Owings Mills Newtown, as an example. They have 3 to 4 pools. They have tennis courts. They have restaurants, fitness centers, schools, daycare. Usually you're going to get a lot of amenities. You can walk to things. So if you want a high walkability score, a condominium community might be the place for you. You want to be able to walk and get your coffee, walk and go to the grocery store. Those are some of the pros that you may find in a condominium community. Now, let's talk about what might not be so exciting for you. Is once again, you're going to share walls, but you will also probably share your ceiling, which is somebody else's floor. And depending on what floor you're on, when you're walking, that is somebody else's ceiling. So some condominiums have rules about how much of your floor you need to cover so that it can reduce the noise. But there is still that possibility that you're going to hear some noise, not only from right to left, but also above you and below you. Some condominiums, the parking spaces are not assigned. So, as I mentioned, your condominium building may have 6 units, it could have 12. And what that means is not everybody gets to park in front of the door. So, when you come in the morning or in the evening, your parking space may not be assigned. And so you could have a little long of a walk. The condo fees, that's number 3. Condominium communities, they do have condominium fees. And every condominium community fee covers different things. Some of them cover snow removal. Some of them cover landscaping. As I mentioned, most of them will cover the insurance for the roof, in the property, any of the things that are behind the walls. But you may also get these amenities that we talked about that are part of the condo fee. So the more amenities, typically the higher the condo fee. And I've worked with buyers over the years who wanted to purchase condominiums, but the fees just threw them completely out of the market. Because when the loan officer approves you for a mortgage and you have a mortgage and a condo fee, they need to include both of those in your monthly payment to qualify you. So if your monthly payment on the condo is $1,200 a month and the condo fee is $400 a month, you need to be qualified for a $1,600 a month mortgage payment. Okay, so keep that in mind as you look at condominiums if it's something that you want to purchase to live in. If you buy a condo and you use it for a rental property, you buy it and you rent it out, because a lot of folks do that, then yes, you usually aren't passing that condo fee on to your tenant. You're going to price your rent at such a margin that it would include the condo fees. Okay, so you want to consider that. A lot of investors will buy condominiums because they don't have to worry about the exterior maintenance. However, they do need to include those condo fees when they work the numbers. Okay, so thank you so much for that. And yep, staff, it is absolutely low maintenance when you purchase a condominium. There are a lot of seniors, and I'm going to say I'm not quite a senior yet, but when you purchase a condo, most of them, not all, most of them are just one floor. So a lot of owners are like, you know what? I don't want to do these steps anymore. Let me go ahead and get a condo where you have everything on one floor. Now, there are some condos that are two levels. The bedrooms would be upstairs. So that might be something that you would consider as well. Hey, Calvin, thanks so much for joining me today. Good to see some of my clients on my live. So the last type of home I want to talk with you about today are cooperatives or multifamilies. Now, here in the Maryland area, we don't have a lot of co-ops. That's what they call them, co-ops. So a co-op is set up similar to a condominium. So you would have a unit above you, you may have a unit below you. There may not be as many in the building. You see co-ops a lot in places like New York and New Jersey. But co-ops have rules, they have fees, but the folks that make decisions there are not a condo association, which is hired as a third party. It's the owners of that building. Oftentimes, before you can purchase a co-op, they want to interview you. They want to know what you do for a living. They want to kind of get a sense for the person that you are, because you guys have to work together to make the rules. If there's a common area on the roof, that's going to be up there for gardening or relaxing. If the carpet needs changing in the hallway, it's all of the owners that get together, they get the bid from the contractor, they figure out what it will be. So you kind of work closely together in a co-op situation. So it is more of a personal decision when a co-op actually votes that they will allow you to purchase a home in their building. So make sure that you do research regarding these types of homes and figure out which one is best for you. So let's see. Any questions? I'm going to check the Facebook page real quick, see if there are any questions there. If you have any questions, just drop them right now in the chat and I will respond. And if not, I'll definitely come back to them later. But I do really appreciate you coming out today to join me once again on our Own Again Facebook Live. Please join our Facebook group if you want to own again. Yes, yes, yes. I have announced my new coaching program. It's called Own Again, where I am committed to have all of our African American and our Black tenants who were former homeowners. You may have lost your home to a short sale, a foreclosure, bankruptcy, or a divorce. I want to coach you back to ownership. So reach out to me. You can join our Facebook page. You can go to GershaPorter.com. My website is coming, but right now it's a landing page where you can go ahead and sign up for our wait list. We'll make an appointment and talk with you more about how you can work with me to get back to being an owner again. And there's also a link. I'll make sure to drop this if you'd like to set up a call. So just as a reminder, I'll be here every Wednesday at 5 o'clock to give you more information, hopefully valuable information as you make decisions about your current homeowner situation. If you're thinking about buying, if you're thinking about selling, and if you're not, please do share this video with those who may find this beneficial. And yes, I am still part of the 1,000 Black Families Initiative, where we are fast tracking homeownership for owners, for buyers who are on the cusp with their credit score. We have an amazing program with training. I was able to present last night the appraisal process. And if you know someone that this might be the way that they can get into the wonderful role of becoming a homeowner, I do have a link here. They can join the program. We're actually revising some of how the training is given. So we're looking to just continue to get better and better as we work to get 1,000 Black families each quarter closer to home ownership. Awesome. So if you haven't already, please do like and follow my Facebook business page, Porter Premier Homes, so that you can know when we're going to go live again. Thank you again for joining me today. And if you have questions after this live, just drop it in the chat. I will go back and answer them for you. Have a great evening, and thank you again for joining our live Facebook program today on again. And I'll see you guys next week. We're going to go out with some more of our Afro beats. See you guys next week. Bye-bye.